Well, Xbox said after the E3 showcase that it would be arriving soon. Nobody knew when. As you are listening to this, Xbox Cloud Gaming is available to all Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members with Windows 10 PCs and Apple phones or tablets via the browser across 22 countries. Additionally, Xbox Cloud Gaming is now powered by custom Xbox Series X hardware, which allows streaming at 1080p and up to 60 FPS. Going forward, the team says in an Xbox Wire post that they will continue to innovate and add more features to enhance the cloud gaming experience. Have you had a chance to try this out, Cog?
Yes. So I've done now I haven't tested since they've switched over to Series X, which is very recently. They've now officially announced it. But I use the tech a lot. I'm the guy that I got my phone and my Razer Kishi. I'm at the doctor's office. I look for it, but I gotta wait an hour. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that dude. Yeah, I'll be like, oh, cool. Like, now I look forward to waiting. You know what I'm saying? So, I messed around and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. That, again, that was the only issue I had was that, again, it was the Xbox One S server blades, right? So if I'm playing a game, like, for example, I'm a big Destiny guy, so I'll play Destiny. I'm playing that 30 frames version and stuff like that. But from a latency standpoint and things like that, everything was really playable. So now the reports are coming out. You're seeing the Series X blades in the wild. I'm seeing my friends, shout out to Clover, a couple of people, 120 frames on the Rainbow Six Siege. And, you're seeing all this and people are really saying it is a dramatic difference. And I know for a fact it is because during the time before the server blade transition, I actually was using the remote play, almost like a remote play Vita version of the service, where I was going into, from the doctor's office, going into my personal Series X, which had the NVMe, which had the 60 frames. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. The loading times is fast. Everything is good. So I could already imagine just that in itself is going to make the experience more transformative. And the part that I think people are also losing sight of, because I think as much as people clown Stadia, the tech was good from an in-browser standpoint. And like you, Maddie, I know you're not Mr. I'm going to be on the phone, right? I know that's not you. I got it, right? But there are going to be a subset of people where, you just plug in that URL, you go into your browser and you're able to play it full screen. And with Series X, with the higher frame rates, the higher fidelity, that's going to be a viable option for some people. And again, option and for regions that, again, might not be console heavy, this is something that people are going to look into. You throw Game Pass in it. And the last point I'll say is, besides the tablets, the browsers, another underrated thing I think people have to look out for is the TV game, because we know these smart TVs are out here. It's up to Microsoft to market it. It's up to Microsoft to say, hey, here's the Xbox Game Pass app, boom, for the $1, whatever, you get in, you get to try all these games, you get people in, you give them the carrot, right? You let them get a taste and then boom, now you got them in. So I think that's the long-term play, for them to get that group of gamers that would never buy into an Xbox console or the ecosystem and now get into these different methods. But what do you think, man, about this whole announcement?
I was really excited because I had not gotten into any of the testing for it. I never got any emails about being invited into it. So this is my first ever time this week messing with it. So I apologize if my reaction to the audience maybe seems a little delayed or it's like, why is he surprised about this? I've kind of not kept my ear close to the ground on it because I was very excited just to try it and lay my hands on it and go in as blind as possible. Obviously, you had like a general expectation, but I was thinking, for me, my home internet, it's decent. It's not bad. We got Optimum. We got kind of like a family plan.
No doubt.
I think I did a speed test on my phone. It said this would probably not be entirely accurate or fully utilized, but it was like, you have, I think it's like 73 ping, and I want to say it was like 100 something download, but I don't want to say that was super accurate. Point being is, the internet's decent enough. So I give it a rip on my phone in my room where my wireless internet's just terrible at home, typically. I was playing Banjo-Tooie, no problem, man. It was pretty crazy to me. I was thinking, and then I was like, no way. So I fire up something that probably would be a little less precise, like Octopath Traveler, walk around, turn-based combat. Dude, I was thinking to myself, this is perfect for this thing.
Easily.
I think turn-based games are really going to thrive there. I tried it here on this tablet. I played I tried out Dark Alliance, made the dive back into that. Just, you know, I blew my parents' mind. I went in there. I said, I literally said to them, I was like, I'm going to show you the coolest shit ever. So I explained to them, and they already know because they know I play a ton of games. I'm like, you don't know, I'm like playing off consoles. I said, I'm literally going to play those same games here on my tablet. And they were like, what is this? They couldn't believe it, man. They thought I was performing some type of magic trick.
Magic.
Yeah. And it looked good. It you know, there was decent latency. Right. For what it was, especially on my home internet. I have yet to test it here. This is the main place I wanted to give it a rip. We pay for Fios internet here.
Let's go.
And, you know, that's some of the best internet you can get. So I'm going to really give it a good try. And I plan to make a video on it, just talking about it, because I've never had an opportunity to lay my hands on it. And I've been really impressed with it, because it also brings the possibility of, if you're a PC player, you've never had an Xbox, you can play Gears now on PC. You can play Fable 2, Fable 3 on PC. I mean, that's exciting. So there's that level of accessibility. And of course, we know come those next gen games like Redfall, like Starfield, it's going to work backwards where, hey, you got an Xbox One, you don't have the new console yet, you can stream it if your internet holds up. And that's huge, man. I mean, I was playing it, and I'll say when I played it, it was more like, this isn't my ideal way of experiencing it. But if I have decent internet, but I don't have $500-$600 to throw at a console right now, even with the Xbox All Access program and all that stuff, making it hard to not say like, hey, let me buy in. Of course, the limited availability, those options may be more difficult to find. The fact that I can try it and maybe even just gauge interest and be like, I like this, and when I get my Series X, I'm going to buy this game with it.
Right.
That's huge. Not only that, no downloads. You just click the game. It's like, we're preparing your stream experience. Boom. There it is. I'm like, what? There's a lot about it that was really cool to me. Really, really cool. And like I said, my reaction may be a bit delayed, but I've only been able just to talk about it until now. I can say I've experienced it.
It's pretty cool. And another last point I want to say about it, you know, with you nailed it with older hardware, like the base Xbox One, right? You know, I think Phil, he just recently did an interview, and you know, shout out to Ryan and those guys. And basically they talked about that is a big initiative for them, where you look at something like a Microsoft Flight Simulator. We know damn well the base Xbox One is not running that. Like the Series X is going to do 30 frames per second. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at it because they're so on game preservation and bringing everyone forward. An option for a lot of the older consoles will be streaming. And he did mention that specifically. So it's something that they want to get behind. And I think it's pretty cool. Like you said, is it for everyone? Is it the perfect experience for everyone? No, but it's an option. And for some people, it's going to appeal to. The key for them is going to be how, in my opinion, they market and make people aware of the Game Pass, game streaming, you know, ultimate combo kind of thing. So that's what I'm at.
Absolutely. One of the questions we got about this comes from Mike Poe. Hey, Dukes, any advice for a diehard TV and controller person looking to give Xbox cloud streaming on a tablet a go? The big hangups for me are, quote, where would my tablet go, end quote, and, quote, where are there any good peripherals or accessories that would enhance the experience, end quote. There are times my wife takes over the TV for the evening, and I'd like to continue the fun on a tablet, but I'm such a cranky, change-fearing curmudgeon who is stuck in his ways. Thanks, and have a step in the water while wearing your socks kind of day. Whoa.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you have any tech in mind for this?
You know, he's saying tablet. You know, obviously it depends. Obviously, if he's you know, obviously Apple. You know, so you want to go through the browser setup. You know, Bluetooth controller with your Xbox, you know, kind of thing. Also, I will say, I was actually very impressed with the Xbox One headset, the new one, in as far as utilizing that, you know, with a tablet, with a laptop, stuff like that. I actually been trying it out, and it was actually pretty cool. So I would say that if you're in that, you know, in the ecosystem, a lot of my friends initially, when xCloud came out, they were not the phone guys. They were like, look, I want a bigger screen. So whether it be on the Android side, you know, 10-inch tablet or whatever, or on the Apple side. So yeah, I think that's the best way to go. I don't have off top a couple of the models, you know, that I would recommend, but there are, I believe, a couple of articles, like if you search like best tablet for, you know, what you call it, xCloud and stuff. There's a couple of people that have like their top 3, top 5. There's a couple of, but yeah, what do you think for him? You think you should give it a shot?
Yeah. So first thing is that I don't even know if you need to do Xbox cloud streaming. I guess it would be a form of it, but there is remote play. So if you're in the same room as your wife or your console is, you can literally stream from your console to your tablet in a more direct manner. And
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty easy to set up. I was just double checking it. I do want to
Yes.
borrow a suggestion that Carrick made, which is a pretty
Mm-hmm.
low cost buy-in compared to like this iPad here, which I use
Yeah.
for like all of my work, from writing our game to
Mm-hmm.
writing this show, and it's literally my companion. Like I don't know how I went like 10 years without this thing, but we managed. But I know that's a big investment, right? And so I suggest the Amazon Fire Tablet. This
Mm.
is one that's compatible with xCloud, with the later versions, of course, with like Android 9.0. And it would have its own dedicated app, so it wouldn't even run through the browser. That's the other cool thing. So you could fire this up, try it out for yourself, and see what it's all about. And it would not be a huge buy-in. It would be in the 70. I'm looking now. There's a Fire HD 8 tablet. I'm not sure. You would have to check certain websites to see what would work best. This is a 2020 release though, and it's $71 on
Right.
Amazon,
Okay.
free
Okay.
shipping. So,
Let's go.
these are ones that you can take a look at, and you could easily just Bluetooth your controller to the tablet. At least that's how it worked on Apple, but I can't imagine the process is much different
Mhm.
for something like Amazon. But you could link it up and then you could play. So
Yeah.
overall, the setup might cost you like $100 or so. And from what I've played, especially with you, where it seems like you're not on the go, where you'd be like cog at the doctor's office or whatever,
Mhm.
but you'd be able to fire this up in the living room with your wife while she watches a show. You could leave your console on and stream
Good
it straight
point.
to this tablet and keep
Yep.
playing it. I would recommend, if you're watching the video version, I have one of these kind of folios that like has a back to
Nice.
it that kind of
Yes. You can have
gives it
that.
like
Hmm.
a kickstand almost, puts it on an
Yes.
angle so you don't have to like rest it in your lap or whatever. That would probably be good for you to have. And I don't know what the wireless headphone connectivity is like for an Amazon tablet. If
Hmm.
you're looking for that to accompany it, so you don't distract your wife as well.
Yes.
So you might want to look into a pair of headphones that syncs up with it. Whether I don't personally care about a wire when I'm playing a game. I always have
Yeah.
one of these just dangling over my
Hmm.
shoulder or whatever, so it doesn't matter. But just be sure to check that out. I can't make any specific recommendations on that because I don't know the compatibility. But those would be my picks personally for a cheap buy-in to try it out for yourself. And let us know when you give it a go how it works for you. So we'd love to hear from you, Mike.
Definitely.